Hey guys, what's up? This is Mel, and I'm here to talk about Supernatural, episode 1113, titled Love Hurts, which premiered Wednesday, February 10th, 2016 on the CW. Sorry about that. And it is the Valentine's Day themed episode of Supernatural. Second one to air within the series. First one aired as episode 514. So it's been a good 5-6 years. But it's definitely a unique case in itself. So let's get started with the 10-minute clock, and let's begin. So what is something new that we learned in this episode? So basically, it's definitely a new creature we haven't heard of before, although we're led to believe it's shapeshifters or ironic werewolves, as Dean likes to put it. But in this episode, apparently it's a white witch, basically punishing cheaters by giving their heartbroken partners who have come to them a spell which they believe will reunite them with their cheating love, but it's really a spell called the Kiss of Death. And this evokes a creature called the Quarren, which is pretty much a creature without a heart, a creature that resembles a genie, and they basically curse those who have taken the Kiss of Death. And they take on the form of the cursed most beloved, and they attack them for their hearts. So the way it worked was that the person who cast the spell kiss their partner. If that partner kisses someone else, then they are also cursed. So in this case, Melissa cast the spell. She kissed her husband Dan. Dan was the cheater, and he kissed the babysitter Stacy. Now Stacy is the one who died first, and the Quarren took the form of Dan, Stacy's most desired. Now, when the Quarren then came for Dan, because he was next in line, unless he kissed someone else, then they would have been next for the Quarren to take. But since he didn't, Dan was next. And for Dan, the Quarren took the form of Stacy, who Dan desired, which is kind of bad considering since they didn't take the form of his wife. Just saying. So he's killed. Then the Quarren goes after the one who cast the spell if she hasn't kissed anyone else. So the Quarren goes after Melissa as her dead husband. But Dean, figuring out the whole pattern, Dean kisses Melissa, so that the Quarren then goes after Dean, who happens to take the form of Dean's most desired, which happens to be Amara. So that brings up a whole slew of emotions and denials and realizations and everything like that about what this bond can mean between Dean and Amara. Something he can't stop, something he can't undo, and he doesn't know what is happening at all. So I really like that they tied it in like that. At first I thought Dean's most desired was going to be some character we haven't seen before, but then it does make sense that they'd show Amara to kind of further strengthen the fact that she has this hold on him. And that is moving on to the most shocking moment in the episode. For me, I found that when Dean actually confided in Sam about the fact that Amara was the form of his most true desired that the Quarren took, Sam wasn't surprised by it. I thought Sam would be, but Sam had apparently an inkling of this bond being this forceful thing onto Dean that he can't control, because apparently Amara had chosen Dean. So it was just shocking that Sam already knew, instead of him being completely surprised and then being judgmental. So I really like that. I liked how Sam handled it. I wasn't expecting it to go down the way it did. Which, with that said, top 3 favorite moments. First one has to be Sam's reaction to Dean confessing to the fact that Amara is what he desired and what the Quarren creature took shape of. And Sam didn't show any judgment. He didn't do any shouting, say like, how can you desire her or anything like that. Sam points out that he is aware that Dean has no control over this bond or attraction between him and Amara. Amara chose Dean, and as God's sister, she's a force to be reckoned with, so it's going to take quite a lot for Dean to resist. but they are concerned of the fact that she has this hold on Dean, and Dean even confesses, which I like. He was truthful about it too. He confessed to the fact that when he's away from Amara, he wants her dead. He's set on killing her, but when he's within her presence, there's something that stops him. It's making it hard for him to act out what he truly wants. Instead, it's as if like it's like being around Amara is kind of like not being himself anymore, and like her pull draws him in to the point that he can't react the way that he wants to react, which is to kill her. So that has Dean worried enough that he doesn't think he's going to be in the final fight against Amara, because he'd be more of a hindrance than a help. So there's that. A second favorite moment of the episode has to be the sneak peek that they released, the CW, and that is basically the morning scene. The episode opens in the bunker in the kitchen. Sam's at the kitchen table, and he watches as Dean walks in, pretty much like he's hungover or he's just dead tired, and he's going to the fridge, and then he's trying some old rice or something, yet he doesn't like it, spits it out, but he recognizes the hickey, and then like he goes on to talk about his spiel about why he likes Valentine's Day, because he gets to be the Mr. Right Now that single women are looking for, and that's fine for him as the always single guy. So it was just great to have that insight into Dean again. We saw a bit of it back in the first Valentine's Day episode 5 years ago, so it's just great to see at least that mentality is still the same in some regards to the holiday. And it was just fun that they got to poke fun at the whole Valentine's Day thing too. It was just great for them to actually be bantering brothers before all this case talk or Amara talk came up. So that's it. Next, top 3 peach moments. I only have one, and the fact is we have no news about Crowley or the real Amara or on Lucifer, who is still possessing Cass DL. So those are the only issues. I guess those could count as 3 if I did them separately, but then it's just no news. So there's that. What will I remember most about this episode? The fact that it's the Valentine's Day episode. Also, the fact that Dean confessed to that strong bond between him and Amara to Sam that he doesn't want anything to do with, yet he can't control that. So there's that. Random questions. First one, if Dean can't fight against Amara, then how will he defeat her? Will he always be on the sidelines then when it comes to fighting against her? I mean, I only ask this because I can't really see Dean just letting Sam go against Amara without him there by his side, what with the whole protectiveness thing, and they always seem to do better when they're in a fight together against something instead of one of them just going in it alone. It never ends well. I mean, look at how Dean went against Metatron alone. It got him killed. So there's that. Or what about with Sam went to go face Lilith on her own without Dean? Turns out he started the apocalypse that way. So it's like, yeah. So it'd be great to see them actually take on a bad guy together, because then it seems like they have better results that way. So second question and last question. Will we ever see Dean's forearm? I mean, I am waiting for a visual confirmation that Dean doesn't have the mark of Cain on his arm anymore. I still think that he does, or he has some kind of indentation or some kind of old scarring or old mark or a faded bruise of where the mark of Cain used to be on him. But we haven't seen his arm, so I'm not even sure if he has a clean patch of skin right there, or if he has like a blemish, or if he has like a bruise, a scar, or anything like that to showcase the fact that he did have the mark of Cain there. And then maybe that is kind of how he is bonded to Amara in a sense, because the only way they're bonded is because he used to be the one to have the mark of Cain on him. So I would assume that he would still have it on him to some degree, if that makes sense. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Love to hear about that for sure. But moving on to predictions quickly. Based off the promo for 11/14, we see Dean time traveling back to 1944, and based off the synopsis, he gets to time travel because he convinces Castiel, who's really Lucifer, to send him back to 1944 so he can find this weapon called the Hand of God, which was last sighted back then. So overall prediction, though, based off that, is that while Dean is back in time, Sam is meant to spend more time with Castiel. So hopefully he'll notice that Castiel isn't Castiel anymore, and it's actually Lucifer, or at least someone that's not their buddy Cass. So hopefully we get some kind of indication that the Winchesters are going to know that something's up with their buddy. So there's that. Now the prediction of Crowley's fate will be uncovered. You saw a little sneak peek of it in the promo. So close, so close. But we definitely get to see that. Another prediction, hopefully we'll hear news about how real Amara is doing, especially with her condition. Since the last time we actually saw her, she was still pretty weak from the whole massive smiting incident the angels did on her. So, yeah, hopefully get more news about that. But I did appreciate that this episode, although it was a Monster of the Week type thing, still connected some information to the main story arc that is Amara, which I appreciate very much. So that's about it, guys. What did you think about the episode? Is it what you expected? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it for sure. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. Thank you to those who have commented in the past. I truly appreciate hearing what you have to say and for answering my questions that I may have. It's great to hear you guys' perspective. Also, if you want a more detailed recap of the episode, check out my live journal entry. The link for that is down below. It's more of a play-by-play detail of what happened, as well as my in-the-moment thoughts, if you will, italicized during that, so you can always check that out. Also, if you want more news, I usually reblog for promos, episode synopses, clips, web clips, GIFs, quotes, dialogues, any of that. I reblog everything I come across on Tumblr. Links for those are down below. It says organized as I can get. I'm trying to reorganize things too, but it should be pretty straightforward. So check that out. Also, also follow me on Tumblr if you want as well. And yeah, that's about it. So thank you guys for watching. Truly appreciate it once again. Sorry if this is being posted later than usual. Reality requires a bit more of my attention this week since Valentine's Day is coming up, and when you're in sales, that's kind of a requirement. I'll say that. Yeah. So until next time, I hope you guys are here next week to hear what I have to say. But until then, have a great day, a great week wherever you are. And this is Mel saying bye for now.